The Khady Touré case, the explosive investigation. Who really paid for the car at the heart of the scandal among the host's 3 lovers? Find out the whole truth. Part 2 and end. The indisputable truth that I discovered is that the man who will upset the predictions is a guru of the presidency of the Republic of Côte d'Ivoire. He is an elected official, close to Alassane Ouattara. He has access to a lot of cash thanks to his position and likes to be seen. Without being the manager of secret funds, he has the trust of Alassane Ouattara, which allows him to have access to all the funding he wants and gives him the power to call ministers to put pressure on them. This man from the inner circle is a baron of the RHDP and is well connected within the Ouattara family. This elected official, businessman and politician, had fallen in love with Khady Touré when she was still married to Mr. Fadiga. He courted her discreetly, showered her with gifts and money and promised her wonders if she left her husband to marry him. The lady was hesitant to leave her home because she had 2 children with her husband, but from time to time, neither seen nor known, she gave this generous flirtatious politician a shot so that he would not become discouraged. The latter, for his part, put pressure on her to leave her husband and come live with him. However, he was already married. His wife lives mainly in the United States, which leaves him plenty of time for his romantic escapades. And the best part of the story is that while Khady Touré was being desired and took time to decide to leave her marriage to be with him, the man in question met another woman, more beautiful. He quickly married her religiously, but above all secretly so that his first wife would not be informed. He wanted to present her with a fait accompli. And that's what happened. Realizing that her lover had married without her knowledge, Khady Touré flew into a rage and spat all her hatred and resentment in his face. To calm her down, the politician in question offered her a trip to Mecca a few months ago and, above all, gave her a car, the famous 2023 Range Rover in American finish. The American finish, as everyone knows, is always more careful than the European. And the price of this model ranges between $126,550 and $250,100 US. The model that this guru of the presidency bought for Khady Touré is valued at $189,650, according to an expert. But you need to know one thing, this elected official close to Alassane Ouattara has not yet cleared the car. There remains a sum of 57 million CFA to pay at customs. Without this payment, vehicle registration cannot be made. The vehicle was to remain parked at his home until he could raise the money needed for customs clearance. But the actress couldn't wait any longer, she wanted to drive in her new car to Abidjan at all costs and go fool around in front of her friends and co-hosts of the NCI channel. Faced with the insistence of his lover, the chosen one had an unmarked plate installed so that she could drive the vehicle and take her photos for Instagram, TikTok and Snapchat. Everyone saw how this girl started walking around with her car, taking photos, taking selfies in front of the grille of her vehicle. Everyone also sees how, in her photos, she manages to hide the license plate, because she knows that her vehicle has not yet cleared customs. When the vehicle is stopped at police checks, she calls the gentleman at the presidency and puts him in contact with the police, who immediately let her pass without checking her. Here is the story of this car that Khady Touré drives without having peace in his heart or a clear conscience. She knows that as long as the vehicle is not cleared and registered in her name, she could lose it at any time. Customs can seize it, the owner can change his mind at any time and recover his property, etc. Especially since, in her anger at the fact that her darling got married while he swore to her that it was her he loved and wanted to marry, she also went to marry in secret with an individual who lives outside of Côte d'Ivoire, we are told.
With me, it's always the same question, are you married? I get married, I get divorced. I get married again and you don't even know, because you don't know anything about my life. And I don't even want to show anything or anyone, because it's nobody's business.
If my listeners are interested, I will investigate this story, but I already want to say that my fight is not at that level. My fight is that of good governance and the denunciation of thieves who divert our money to put it in the buttocks of the managers of busy. It's our money that you're giving to Khady Touré. And I saw that she made a post on Snapchat, and this post should be reworded as follows. It should be said that mediocre minds are equal. They sell their bodies and good minds fight to earn a living. This is how to reword this post, because you are a prostitute, a real prostitute. Influencer. Influencer of what? You are simply a prostitute. That's the reality. And I don't blog, because if I have to sit on each of you, you'll tell the time. If I have to sit on each of you, you won't believe it. So pray that our paths don't cross on social media. But this money is our money. The car you drive comes from the suffering of our parents. The shops that Jermaine breaks because they don't want people to sell in the streets, that's the money that a Jumani took to buy you a car. You see the misery of the people outside, and then you're in your car strutting around. You know very well that you're behind and your front can't pay for this car. For you, is it made of diamonds or what? Did you fall from the sky? You weren't born of a woman, and then he's going to take a Range Rover to give it to you, and when we talk about that, people say we're jealous. Jealousy of what? They're wasting money. It's called wasting money, bad governance. And that must be denounced. They are thieves at the head of Côte d'Ivoire. You're stealing the country's money. In Europe here, Macron doesn't have the courage to buy a Range Rover to give it to a woman. Let him do it, and the next second he is ousted from power. Now, I am calling on this politician, this RHDP elected official, close to the tyrant Ouattara. I ask him to denounce himself and tell us where he got the money to buy this car worth more than 100 million that he gave to Khady Touré and with which she taunts the suffering people.
I don't care what you think of me. What you've been told is true. There's nothing wrong with it. It's all true. Can we move on?
I give him 48 hours to speak before the people of Côte d'Ivoire, justify the origin of the funds which were used for this purchase. At the same time tell us when he intends to pay customs the balance of the remaining 57 million to complete the customs clearance of his mistress's vehicle. Either way, with the clues I just gave, he must know that I know. She too must realize that I know. After this time, the people of Côte d'Ivoire as well as their wives will know who this man is, who is married to 2 women, but who offers a car worth more than 100 million CFA francs to a busy manager, because she has big buttocks that she likes to flaunt in front of the viewers. The Ivorians will also know who this man is who plowed Carmen Sama, but who quickly left her because he says she is bad in bed and always needs money. You see at RHDP the same people courting and sleeping with the same girls, unfortunately. Virtue has left. Mr. Johnny Pacheco raised the hair and, given the interest that the Ivorians have shown in this matter, Chris Yapi decided to push the investigations further in order to definitively surround the hair so that it cannot escape anywhere. Without Johnny Pacheco's insistence I might not have investigated. We owe it to him. No one will steal our money and come and taunt us with the proceeds of this theft. Tell your Aminata 24 not to call me. You call me, what do you want to tell me? You shouldn't call me. You call me, what do you want to tell me? You have to go and make a post to go and lie to say that Khady Touré, she is married to a billionaire. You created a billionaire for her. You created a fictitious billionaire for her. A rich character who lives who knows where, who is not on our planet and who we do not know. Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.